In Judo, you can't throw people if you don't have hands on. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 strategies for getting your hands onto the gi. Then I'm going to show you a couple of ways in which those can be modified for lefties and righties. Then I'm going to show you how you can practice these on your own or with someone else. And finally, I'm going to explain why these are super important to do, even if you're blind like me. I'm Miles Solomon, I'm blind, I'm a world bronze medalist in Paralympic Judo, and it's still important to be able to grip fight even if you can't see. The snatch. What am I doing here? I'm coming from the outside, my fingers go into the gi, and I pass it to my other hand, so now I have a lapel grip. Why do I do this and not just reach for it? Because a lot of the time, when I reach for this, especially if this kit's tucked in, when I reach for this, it's very hard for my hand to actually catch this from the outside. If I catch it from the inside, keep it taut, then when my hand comes to it, it doesn't move, and I can pass it into that hand. What we can then do, we can do this on both sides. This is really quite difficult to practice when you can't see, but you can still do it, because I know where my partner is. Boom. There. This is mostly applicable in a right on left situation, so if Leon has his left forwards, I want to be able to block this shoulder, because this is his turning shoulder. To get my lapel hand on first is super important. And I can pass that into my hand and then start attacking. When we're doing this in Randori and when we're doing this practice, what I really want you to do is, as you catch, I want you to move him. Just that little bit, get really used to creating that kazushi so that rather than me just going, it looks like, and then I create my ability to throw and I get really used to moving around, okay? If you are blind, this is slightly different. I want to start with this hand on already. I'm actually going to catch, bring my hand towards the lapel, catch it, and then I can pull through it. It's still the concept of one hand is feeding the gi. I'm feeding the gi between my hands. But when you're blind, obviously I need to know where he is in advance, so I can pass and I can come through. The catch. Really simple, right? Something that loads of people do, they come to you, and I want you to catch that. What does it mean? He comes in to grab the lapel, both hands on. I want this to be an instant reaction, okay? You guys who can see can probably even catch it before. I wasn't sure that was going to work. But the point is, we catch it, and then I scoop all of the gi into my hand. I take as much in here as possible, and I bring that down. And again, I create a little bit of movement, a little bit of pressure on that sleeve. I'm creating that kazushi. I'm allowing myself to then move into it. How do we practice this? Obviously, he's going to just reach out. I can take that off. We can do it on both sides. But every time I'm holding that, I'm allowing it to keep it onto the gi so that I can lean onto it, create that kazushi. If you're blind, we're going to start. Basically, you can do this even if you're not blind, because feeling this reaction is super important. Once his hand's on, it's the exact same thing. I feel that, catch, push. Catch, push, catch, push. This is really important, especially if you're blind and you're fighting in sighted comps. You literally don't know where they are until they catch you, until they grab you, and then now I can start doing judo. This is also really common if he comes for a big over-the-top grip, and I can try and catch. Maybe I'm not going to catch every time, but my hand comes, it blocks, and you see how he hasn't managed to get that grab that he wants. He hasn't managed to grab my collar, and then from here, I can start getting down to that catch grip where I now have his sleeve. And just another way, even if you're not blind, that's quite useful, but especially if you're blind, I basically stand like this all the time so that I can catch his hands. There hasn't been enough throws in this video.
We need more throws. We just put a compilation halfway through.
But I mean, we could do that. Shall we just do that?
Yeah, may as well.
Do you want to throw me?
Oh my god.
Yeah. The crawl. What is the crawl? It's I'm holding the gi, and I'm usually starting from a bit lower down, okay? Because getting up here, he's protecting this, his hands are up here, he's going to catch me if I go here. But, if I start quite low down, I can slowly get my hands a little bit higher as I caterpillar my way up him. Now, you won't always do this from super far down. You might do this just from a little bit lower than you'd want, but it's quite difficult for Uki to feel. What I'm doing I am rolling my fingers one at a time, and I'm pulling my hand up the gi. And I'm probably doing this whilst moving. See, my hand is higher now. Now I'm in a position where I can throw. Ugh. You can do this without even a person. You take a gi, you hang out the wardrobe. You just stand here doing this. Best people in the world do this. This must be really interesting content. If you are blind, we can be gripped up, okay? And this is possibly even more important when you're blind, because if I let go to try and come over, I can't see where I'm going to put my hand, right? I don't actually want to lose any connection. But I can slowly edge my way up his lapel as I'm fighting, especially if I want to get to this really high grip. I can slowly edge my way up his lapel and get to the point where I am in that dominant grip. And a lot of the time they won't feel it until they're here, and then they get bombed. So I'm going to do a few videos about gripping in the near future, but if you really enjoyed that video, please check out the video where I showed you 3 dominant grips that you can always throw from. And if you want to go and follow my blind judo journey into international visually impaired judo, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going to eat you. Somebody! All credit for this video and the idea goes to Emma Burnett, a European Masters champion. She's an absolute legend. Thank you so much, Emma.